I'm Dixie Rolette Jeffrey. I am a certified coach and I am very passionate about mental health. And today I want to share with you a story that I wrote. I had never written a story before, never even considered it, and put these words down in response to some things I was learning. I kind of had like one of those aha realization times where things that I had learned became real to me. And so I want to share that with you. And my hope is that you will see some things in your own life that maybe you can glean from this. I read a book a long time ago that talks about, it's called As a Man Thinketh, that talks about a place inside of you that's like a garden. And in that garden, it's kind of all of our thoughts and all of the things that we let into our life. And so that kind of started this journey of thinking about that and kind of putting that into more of a figure of a real place and a character in a story. And then Byron Katie talks about in her book, Loving What Is, the practice of turning things around. This is my paraphrase, of course, but she basically says if you say the word should, like somebody should do this, that you should put yourself in there and say, I should do this. So in those, it was kind of like an aha moment. Like I said, I realized that all of the things I had been longing for and wanting so desperately were actually things that I possessed, things that were coming from me, that I was the source of those things. So that's where this story came from. And I'm going to read it to you. Hopefully you'll find a blessing in it. It's pretty short. And I did copy the kind of the genre of children's stories. I used to read children's stories to my kids, and I absolutely loved the ones that were kind of fun to read and then also had a really deep meaning. So that's kind of what I tried to do with this. So the story is called The Unkept Garden of Your Soul, and I'm just going to read it, so hopefully you can follow along with me. There once was a garden that sat all alone. This garden was unkept, untrimmed, and unmowed. She often felt empty, sad, and alone. Her keeper kept busy with things unknown. The garden she waited and wanted just to be known. Those that stopped by would ponder and say, this is not a place that I would like to stay. At night in the darkness when no one could see, the garden would cry and even plea. She tried to pretend that she didn't know. She tried and she tried to not let it show. Year after year this garden would grow, but these were not things a garden could proudly show. It seemed that beauty was not meant for her. Oh, it had been there, but it didn't stay, except for 4 marvels planted by grace. The keeper, she kept these with extra special care, gave them lots of attention, but had none to spare. The garden she waited and wanted just to be known, but without her keeper, she'd become overgrown. I think it was then that she started to see if something didn't change, there would be no more me. The shame and rejection were too much to bear, and the garden started wishing she could just disappear. The keeper seemed to feel it too, and would come and sit in the garden, both feeling quite blue. They sat and they sighed, not knowing what to do. At last a man came by with pep in his step. He stopped and he saw their predicament. With joy he announced that he knew the way. Once he had been where they are today. He spoke of his garden, neglected so long, until one came by that helped him along. He spoke to the keeper with sternness, yet kind, of the gift she had so often left behind. This garden, he told her, was meant for your care, a place of sacred peace for you two to share. The keeper recognized that this was true, and she asked the man what she should do. He told her to sit in her garden each day and quietly listen to all she would say. He told her that all would not be fixed right away, but with intention, she would find the way. She was excited, elated, overjoyed to hear that what she had been so busy searching for had always been right here. With each day that passed, the joy grew and grew, and so did the beauty that was there all along. It had only been hidden for way too long. The love they had both longed for was growing inside, and all it required was time set aside. As the keeper got better at weeding and such, she enjoyed being in her garden very much. Together they bloomed, they grew, and they beamed. Life would now be much different, it seemed. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and thank you for letting me share. If there's anything I can do to help you with your garden, I'm still learning how to weed and take care of things, but it's been an awesome journey, and I would love to help you with yours if I could. You can visit me at peacewithincoaching.com, or my email is dixiemay@life.com. Thanks. Have a great day.